privilege of giving my testimony when I went to Mexico. Gary asked Wendy and I to do that, and so the different villages we went to, it was 4 different villages I was privileged to share my testimony with, and Minnie translated. While I was giving the testimony, it was difficult, but at the same time I could see that I was relating to the ladies at those villages, which was a wonderful thing because we couldn't speak the same language, but we could still relate. And after Wendy and I, after we had given our testimonies, Gary asked us to stay up front and to be available for the ladies to come and pray with them. And so he invited women, he invited them to come up for prayer or just for brazos, just for hugs. And you know, I love hugs. And so women came up and we were able to hug them and whisper English prayers, you know, our prayers in their ears, knowing that God knew their situation. And it was a tremendous blessing, just that the reaction of some of the gals, some of them, you knew that you related on a heart level with them because they cried or they were happy, and just to be able to minister to them, and so they would know that they're not just going through alone the things they're going through, that we in America have been through some similar things, and it was wonderful to be able to minister that way. I had 2 special things that happened to me while I was doing this, and one was at Hector Colony. The pastor's, Minnie's sister, the pastor's wife, after we had prayed for a couple ladies, there was one lady standing over by the side of her, and she kind of motioned me to go pray for her. And so I went to the lady, and I just grabbed her, and I hugged her, and I began to pray for her, and her arms stayed down at her side. And so I squeezed a little bit tighter and prayed for her, and eventually her one arm came up, and then her other arm came up and hugged me back, and it was just a moment of connection. And when I shared it with Gary, he said she had felt safe, and that was wonderful. And the other thing that happened was I was trying to say to the ladies in Spanish, I would say to them, mi hermana, which means my sister, and so that would further that connection. The morning after Hector Colony, I had woken up, and for some reason I think of things when I'm sleeping, and my brain had remembered that I had said something else to one of the ladies. I had said, mi hermosa, and I thought, oh, what have I done? What does that mean? And so I was kind of concerned that I may have made a major cultural issue or just offended someone. When we went downstairs for breakfast, I asked Minnie what that meant, and she said it means my beautiful. And that was very touching, that God would use my tongue to say something that I wasn't aware of. It was very similar to hermana, to say something to a woman that needed to hear that she was beautiful. And anyway, it was a tremendous blessing. Going and even working was as well, and just being with the group. And I just thank you guys for all you did to help send us and send me